What's up, guys? It's me, your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and welcome back to our in-depth playthrough of Elden Ring. So we're going to start episode 7 today, which I just want to say how much of a blast I'm having in this series. I'm having a ton of fun playing this game, and it's just really exciting because I know that when I do these types of guided series, I know that sometimes they can be boring, sometimes the episodes can be long, because I like to cover everything. I don't do anything off screen, and I want to take you guys on 100% of the journey with me. And I know there might be some dull moments here and there, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm having a ton of fun playing this, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. So, we left off here, pushing further south towards Castle Mourn, and we're going to pick up the map fragment for this area. It's right here smack in front of us. That's where it is. And then the map fragment for this zone is right here. Not so far away into the gray zone either. But first thing is first. I want to point out that I have exactly enough stones to get this thing to +4. And when I say this thing, I don't mean the flail. I mean the Knight Rider flail. So we're going to go to the Round Table Hold, where the blacksmith is. And the way you can do that is this really, really cool little shortcut. Instead of scrolling all the way over here, well, it's not so much a pain in the ass right now because we don't have much of the map unlocked, but this entire screen is eventually going to be map because of how huge this game is. Eventually it can be a pain in the ass to scroll all the way to the Table of Lost Grace. So to save you the trouble, you can hit your top button, which is triangle for me, and then you can hit square, and it will say travel to the Table of Lost Grace. Hitting, well, I don't really know, the buttons will be on Xbox or PC, but on PlayStation 4 and 5, opening your map, and then hitting triangle, and then square, will immediately shortcut you to the Round Table Hold. So I'm going to spend a chunk of my runes getting the Knight Rider flail upgraded.
Well, I took you no matter, it's all to stay out your arms.
Here we go. And this needs regular smithing stones, which is great. Even though it's dropped by a boss, it's technically considered a boss weapon. You can use regular smithing stones to upgrade this instead of the somber smithing stones. And there we go. So now I need 4 of the tier 2s, and we can buy one of those from the merchants we were just next to, but we're going to go back there anyway, so it's not going to matter that we didn't buy them right away. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop however many runes it takes to get us to 24 dexterity, so we can use it. So all of my runes in their usable form are down here. I'm going to start with my biggest one. 1200, okay. I don't think we're going to have enough. We might have to kill something. Might have to kill Deathbird. And we'll use all 42 of these. Yes, I've been picking up quite a bit of those. Okay, that was a decent chunk. We might get close. Moment of truth. Aha, we did it. We have exactly enough. That is hilarious. Alright, there's our 24 dex. And now we can use our Knight Rider flail. So when you're on this screen looking at your equipment, you can hit your top button, which would be triangle on the PlayStation, and it will show you our right hand number 1, which is our flail, is 157. We will go up to 173 damage with this. That doesn't seem like a lot, but per hit and the amount of enemies we're going to fight, it's plenty. And as we continue to level up our dexterity, which is going to be our primary damage stat, and our secondary will be faith, you will see that damage. Trust me, it'll be there. This is a great weapon. So now what we'll do is we will go back to our nomadic merchant. And because I used every single one of my level 1 smithing stones and both of my level 2s, I'm going to buy the ones that he has. And I've been having some Wi-Fi issues lately. I don't mean to be online right now. I'm not supposed to be playing online, but I am. I really hope it doesn't disconnect me. That will seriously interrupt the flow of this video. I really hope that doesn't happen. So, before I dive in and start kicking ass like we usually do, I'm going to point out what we did in the last episode just to get everybody a visual guide. So, this is the Bridge of Sacrifice, which is where that big turret was that we dealt with. And all we did was push straight through. Now, there's the Impalers Catacombs right here. We found the Grace there, but we didn't actually go in. I'm not going to worry about that today. That's a slightly more challenging one, and I don't want to deal with the headache at the moment, because there's nothing in there that I particularly want. But on the adjacent side, there's the Forest Lookout Tower. This is where we found the hand ballista, which, that thing's awesome. I'm not going to use that weapon or upgrade it or anything, but I'll tell you what I will do. We're going to find the big brother of that weapon called the Jar Cannon, and I will upgrade and use that. Wait till we get that weapon. It's sick, and it's hilarious, does way too much damage for its own good, and they didn't touch it in the patch, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we grab this one Grace right here that we did not rest at, and this is the one where the Demi-Humans were in the forest near the dogs with the little pond, just down the hill from the tower that had the hand ballista. And then we used the spring to jump all the way up here, where I made an ass out of myself looking for those stupid turtles. I 100% should have sped that part up for you guys, but I don't know why. I didn't think to do it. It's only occurring to me now that I probably should have done that, because you're probably going to cringe watching that part. And then we're here. This is where we beat the Knights Cavalry 2.0. That had the flail that now belongs to us. So we're going to push beyond the castle wall now. We're going to experience a new type of enemy right here. They're not entirely new. It's new to us. Just like a different version. So that down there, let's get behind this before we die. Yeah, that is a stone golem. Just like the one we fought that had the big halberd, and he was at half health, if you recall. Jeez, those things suck. They do every bit as much damage as what they look like. They hit incredibly hard. And I really hope my power doesn't go out either. Like, it is incredibly windy out right now. It's nice out. I don't think it's raining or anything. It's not storming, but it is incredibly windy for me right now. I can literally hear it through my headphones. And I hope it doesn't blow the power out, because that would suck. I would lose this footage entirely. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use all of this debris to shield us from his attacks. And he can't shoot through any of that stuff, but what I want is this very important item right here. We're going to get our next golden seed. So this is probably the most important item that you can pick up in this chunk of land right here. It's going to take us to where we can have an additional flask, and more is always better, because the more room for error you have when you play this game, the more pleasant your experience will be. So what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm just going to close the distance while using these rocks against him. And then we're going to get close. And no, he's shooting at us with a bow right now. That does not mean that he's going to switch to a halberd when we get close. They don't do that. He will start stomping, though. So once you get close enough, we really want to try to knock him down. There we go. There we go. You get 3 charged strong attacks on this guy, and then we can get this crit, and he's toast. That's how you handle that, son of a bitch. And then, now we don't have to worry about being shot at, so now we can explore. We can pick up all the little goodies around here. We're going to go get our little lore candy for the day. Going to find our next giant sword in the ground. Let's see what it says. The Siege of Castle Mourn. A lone hero fights for his vengeance, only to fall at the hand of Lord Godfrey. Alright, well, we learned about Godfrey. Oh, this is Castle Mourn, by the way, if it wasn't super obvious. We're going to scale this beast. We're going to explore this entire thing. We're going to get everything all the way up to the tippy top. You can already see flying enemies. You can see their wings. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is, I don't know if Castle Mourn is considered a legacy dungeon in this game. I mean, very well should be, because it's huge. I mean, there's a ton of stuff to do in there. It's going to take probably a couple episodes to get through it, but it's very fun. I would call it the easiest of the legacy dungeons, if you can consider it one. But I'm going to do the outskirts first. We're going to kind of explore the shoreline, and we will start like that. And sorry if you guys can hear crazy wind sounds. I hope it's not like distracting or annoying if it gets picked up in my audio. There's shit is going down out there. So these are hostile jellyfish, right? They're glowing red. So what we need to do is we need to pick this shit up. Hey, Somber Smithing Stone tier 2. We just want to dodge the poison attack, and we just want to pick up those items. Now, one of the items that we picked up is something that you are going to continually be disappointed by when you pick it up, but I'm going to try to solve that issue real quick. So what we picked up was our first... Not our first, wow, we have two. The Arterial Leaf. So one thing you'll notice about this item is that the game will continually throw you into incredibly dangerous situations for this. And you're going to pick it up and you're going to be like, a leaf? Like, are you kidding me? And it says exceedingly rare to find, but let's read the description. Dark red leaves with thick, swollen veins. Material used for crafting items. Exceedingly rare to find. A faint pulse can be felt in the veins. Stirs the blood, providing an enlivening effect. So this item, we don't have the cookbook to use this thing yet, but this item can be used to craft something that's going to be very useful to us later, and it's going to seem kind of stupid and disappointing every time you find those until you can actually do something with it, but you'll see what I mean. We're going to find a use for them right quick, and once I get that cookbook and start using that item, then you're suddenly going to be happy every time you find those. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So, I don't recommend wasting your time on these dumbasses. Like, they're really tanky, they take almost no damage, but they have a nasty grab attack. Like, they can't grab you while you're on torrent. It's like the attack is null when they try to do it while you're mounted. But if you're not on torrent and you try to use the mounted, or they try to do the grab attack, it'll do quite a bit of health. So this is the strategy here. I recommend pulling the crab out, and from what I remember, okay, I guess it doesn't work anymore. He is supposed to... Alright, it's fire time. Fuck this. I'm getting rid of him. He's supposed to hurt them. Maybe they fixed it in the patch. I'm thinking that's probably what happened. They probably patched it, and he probably no longer hurts those guys, but from past experience, he was able to cause damage to these guys, and I used to use him to get rid of them. Does not look like that's the case anymore. So, let me point something out real quick, if I can even hit these things. Okay, do you see that? Do you see that shitty damage I just did? Now watch this. Fire. Fire is the answer for these things. There's the grab attack, by the way. You notice how it didn't do anything because I'm on torrent? Never fight these guys on foot if torrent is available. Pro tip. But the grab attack will do quite a bit of damage. I don't recommend fighting them on foot for any reason if torrent is available. So I'm just going to run through here and grab these poison blooms, because these are going to be useful for crafting later when we get into areas that have a more potent poison, and they're going to save our ass. So I believe I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm uploading these on kind of a strange timeline, you'll have to forgive me. I recall mentioning that we're not going to do Castle Mourn, we're actually going to stop once we get there and start tracking, or backtracking. And the reason I'm doing that, I don't think I explained why, is because we don't want to complete Castle Mourn yet. You are nothing in the face of the Night Rider Flail. Just know that, bear. So, we're going to backtrack now that we're actually here at Castle Mourn. I will get the Grace before, so that way we can just warp straight to it when the time comes, but we're not actually going to go in and start completing it because I want to go back and I want to work our way slightly east. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to be able to further an NPC questline that I want to touch on. Alright, we got our first hefty beast bone. We'll be able to craft even more items. We're going to start an NPC questline that I want to get rolling before we set foot in that place. So there should be an item up against the wall here. And this guy, like, I don't know what's going on with this. This is a very strangely placed NPC. Like, he doesn't notice you at all. Like, he won't turn around and attack you, but he is hostile. Like, you can lock onto him. I've tried doing different things in front of this guy, and I'm not sure what's going on, but whatever he's doing, he's hacking away at this corpse that has this item on it. So, first, let's acknowledge his behavior, that he's doing this weird thing, right? There we go. Get rid of this guy. Those guys with the big axe can take a beating. Like, you notice he's clearly a different kind of demi-human. He's more reptilian-like in nature, and he's got these spikes or fangs growing out of him. They will kick your ass if you're not careful. A smithing stone. That's all it is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they were going for with that. I don't know if they're trying to hint at something like, hey, this guy's acting weird. You should figure it out and investigate it. I'm not sure. But let's go get this scarab. We'll see what he gives us. I think it's going to be an Ash of War. Yep, he's a glowy boy. He's one of these. Come here, you bastard. There we go. Poison Mist. Alright. Poison Mist is super useful. That, I can think of several opportunities to use it already. We're just not there yet. Now, if there's one incantation, whether you choose to go the faith route or not, there's one incantation I can think of that always deserves at least that amount of faith to spec it into your build. It's Poison Mist. Alright, so don't miss that golden rune. There should not be anything on this other rock. I think it's just on the big one. Yep, alright. Good deal. And there should be only one crab in there as well, so we're not going to worry about the other crab. The only reason I killed it is because it would stay aggroed on us perpetually if we didn't kill it. And the fire made super short work out of it. I'm going to get my shiny. My shinies, plural. Don't know why, but I have to. It's like drinking coffee, man. It's like, I don't know. I know I probably shouldn't drink so much of it, but like I can't stop. The same thing with these shinies. I probably don't need to pick them up, but like I can't stop. I don't get it. I see them, and I want them, so I grab them. It's like the most ADHD formula that could possibly materialize in someone's brain, which I do have, by the way, severely. Oh boy. Could this be a trap? No crab. Okay, good. Jeez. Let's see, we got some dogs, and they are guarding an item. Give me that. Golden Rune 1. Okay, that sounds about right. They would make you deal with these stupid things just to get that. Be wary of the edge here, by the way. You know, you don't want to be too reckless while you're running along the shore side because you will fall. Alright, so that is the opposite beach. I do believe we've grabbed everything. I'm going to scale these hills real quick while I work my way back. Just to make sure. Alright, let's have a look-see. Is there anything up here against the wall, perhaps? Mayhaps. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, not bad. I think we've done rather well for ourselves in this particular area. I'm really surprised I haven't died more often while playing this game. Ooh. Because I will admit, this game is rather challenging, and even I get super sloppy on some parts. So, up on those cliffs is where the guy hacking away at the corpse with the lowest tier upgrade stone was. I'm going to run up here. Mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms. Can't get enough mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, alright. So let's do a little bit of platforming here. Let's see if there's any goodies hiding anywhere. See, this, like, this would be the perfect place for a fake wall. But no. And I guarantee some asshole's joking about it. Oh, well. Same, bro. I feel you. Still no secret path. Yeah, see? I'm telling you, like, we're all on the same wavelength, man. People that play these games, we all have kind of the same expectations, and we all want the same things. Okay. So this part, be careful around here, because I know for certain that some kind of shit is going to go sideways as soon as we go up this trail over here. So this is just the passage where we fought the Knights Cavalry. We have been up here. Now we're going to take this side path up here. And I'll show it on the map here. New map piece has been found. We're just going to go explore up here all the way to the cliffside is all we're going to do. And we'll have a look-see of this spot right here as soon as we get up there. Okay, it looks like we've got another shack up here. This should be the artist shack, I believe. Got ourselves a yellow ember. Butterflies. Oh boy, here we go. Love this part. I'll set these rats on fire. Don't have the patience. Come here, you. I need you to die. I need you to die right now. Alright. And we have a stake of America over here just in case we die, because the game knew what it was doing just now when it did that. Let me use my blue flask. Alright. So, I'll pick up this guy here, the yellow ember. The reason that the theme of the game has suddenly turned yellow, like the rats have yellow eyes, and we have yellow flowers, and we have these yellow stones, these ember stones, is because these are frenzied. The frenzied flame, madness is what the side effect is called. It's very similar to Bloodborne. It is literally the same thing. Like, 100% it is the same thing as Frenzy from Bloodborne. Yeah, if only I had a house. I feel it, man. I feel it. When you see the enemies with the glowing eyes, if only you could break into this place. It's just waiting for it. The enemies with the yellow eyes are inflicted with madness. And the madness is bad. When that procs on your character, not only does it take you down, like, below half health, I'm pretty sure it's, like, less than half health, but it drains pretty much all of your FP, and so it's just a huge hit to take. It's a lot of damage, it's a lot of FP lost, it's bad news. You do not want to deal with the enemies that have the madness and the glowing yellow eyes. It's always a dead giveaway, you can't mistake it, you know when you see it. There's no mistaking it. So you just need to be careful and watch out for it. So there's another scarab down there, and then there is this little opening right here. We're going to end up doing that a little bit later. As we push closer to this Erd tree over here, there's going to be a boss over here. We're going to push a little bit closer to there later on, but I just wanted to show it to you guys. This gorge over here, we have like got bats hanging from these tombstones. Torrent, I love you, but like, I can't show them what I'm talking about with your head in the way. We got a scarab down there. That guy looks like he drops either an upgrade stone or an ash of war. Bats. Bats and more. Bats. God. Alright. And then the cave entrance is, like, right down there. That's going to be an interesting one. So now that we're up at the top of the hill, there's no way to cross or anything like that. This is all just open ocean. It is 100% death if you fall over the edge, so please be mindful while you're scaling. Alright, check that out. You look on the map. This big structure right here. So that is Castle Mourn. We just came from all the big fields down there. We just cleared that beach. That's where the dogs were. Yeah, just to give you like an idea of how colossal that dungeon is going to be when we get to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to clearing that dungeon with you guys because it's like, it's really fun to go through. There's multiple ways to tackle it. I'm excited to share my strategies, and I think it's going to be great. You think you could like break the chimney or something, right? Like, I think there'd be like a way to get in here, but I don't think they wanted that. I think they would rather just leave people wondering, why the hell can't I get in here? Ah, more frenzy. Yes, that's it. Come over here where you can't blend in. Let me set you on fire. Go. Alright. Now, you're not going to get frenzied to death by these rats. Like, I mean, as long as you're diligent and you don't let them continually pummel you over and over again, you will be okay. I promise. Just kill them as fast as you can without getting hit. So, the Eye of Yellow, which I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce this. I think it's a play on words because yellow, like the frenzied flame, and they just spelled it different. And it's pronounced yellow, though. That is a material that you use to craft something that can raise your resistance and save you from the madness. I'm going to pick these up. Got more rats. I can hear you. I'm wearing Sennheisers. You come here. Where do you think you're going? There we go. Couple hits with Torrent. We're good. Yes, that's it. Come. I'm going to use my bow, which I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Maybe I should be explaining that. You can swap between your weapons on Torrent. There's nothing stopping you from using different weapons while you're riding Torrent. Anything that's equipped to you, like no matter what slot it's in, you can select it just by hitting your corresponding buttons. So like the bow, for example. I have my shield right now. Like if you look down on my hotbar, where my shield is on the screen in the lower left-hand corner, it's my shield. But if I switch to the bow, that's what's in my hand currently. So if I were not on Torrent, I'd have the bow in my hand. I can hit my left button and triangle. So you hold triangle, hit your left button, which would be L1 on PlayStation, and that's how I would use my bow while I'm on Torrent. So I can use my catalyst, you can swap between all of them. And I'm going to waste some arrows here to save myself the trouble of fighting most of these rats. And we're going to inevitably run into like a big rat too. Which I think, anyway, I am pretty damn sure there's a big ass rat in here that's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. It does a lot of damage, it has more health. It's not good. And these guys are frenzied. Get them while they're sitting. They die in one hit, thank God. And I know that guy saw me. Let me go get him. You throw a rock at me, bro? What? Come on. I mean, if you saw a guy with a flail like this riding towards you on a horse, who comes to the conclusion of better piss that guy off and throw a rock at him. Like, what? Anyway. Alright. This is an easily missed area. This is a little frenzied town, right? It's right up here, nestled in this forest, right near the southern lookout tower. It's very easy to miss, but it's a great place to do early because, as you can see, these enemies here are super weak, right? Like, we can... Right as I say that, I get just owned. Whatever. Yee! That's all you gotta look out for. Their regular attack isn't that bad. Watch out for the laser beam, though. It's bad. That'll build up the madness so fast, and you don't want that. Yeah, there's the giant rat. Hell yeah. Alright, so let's be smart about this. We're going to... See, the rats take more damage than those guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. They knew what they were doing. They did that shit on purpose. So, here's what I recommend. Pull the rats, one at a time. The big rat is not going to come running with them. I promise. You'll be okay. You just pull them one at a time. Use fire pots if you have to. You know, bunch them up together. And they can all get in on the fire damage, as far as I'm concerned, right? And the good news is, if you have your weapon upgraded a few times, by the time you get here, one arrow to pull them, and then a single hit from your main weapon is usually enough to get the job done, so you don't have to try to hit them twice, deal with that headache. Now, the big rat, he will turn around and look at you like that, but like I said, you know, you really don't have to worry. Be smart. Pull the rats one at a time. Because if you go in there and try to fight a heap of rats that are possessed by the madness, you're going to get madness procced on you. Big time. So, for sure utilize Torrent for mobility. Like, that's a given. Like, I 100% recommend staying on Torrent for this because more often than not, when the rats try to attack you while you're on Torrent, they will hit Torrent instead. And Torrent cannot be afflicted with madness. Like, as long as they hit him and not you, there's no madness bar. Alright, now, the only issue with this part is they're all over this fucking place. They're like around the corners and shit. They're hiding in the bushes. We just need to make sure that we have gotten all lingering rats before we fight the big one, because the big one is going to give us some trouble. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this motherfucker on fire. Alright. There we go. So I missed quite a few times. I whiffed with a couple of those fireballs, but it's okay. Got the job done. So we got the Flame of Frenzy. This is such a smart incantation to pick up in the beginning of the game. Like, when you start your playthrough, if you can find a way to run down here and get this, it only requires a 16 faith investment, and it emits a burst of yellow flame of frenzy from the eyes. Now, make no mistake, this incantation will build frenzy on you, but nowhere near at the rate that it will build on the enemy. Causes the yellow flame of frenzy to burst forth from the caster's eyes. Charging increases the range of the burst. The flame of frenzy deals damage and causes buildup of madness. The incantation also causes buildup of madness in the caster and is only effective against tarnished. So when you are fighting like invaders and humanoid enemies, it's great for them. It will cheese them so hard. And I'm probably going to end up using it. So this is a super important item. This is like your, I guess, the yang to your yin when it comes to the seeds. So we're going to look at them real quick in our key items. I think they're in key item. Nope, they're up here. Okay. So this is the item that gives us an extra flask, right? And this would be the yin. And this is the yang. This increases the potency of the flask. So you want to collect these consistently across your playthrough, find as many of them as you can, and use them as soon as you rest at a grace. We have one on hand. I think we need two to upgrade our flask again, so we may not be able to use this guy just yet. But, because every time you level it up, you need like more of them. So I think now we're probably going to need 2 in order to get an extra flask, but that's okay. We're going to find a ton. This, however, you only need 1 every single time, and every time you do this, it will plus your flasks to the next level. So, just to show you, when we use this at the Grace, you'll notice my Crimson Flask is just a Crimson Flask. It's just a flask of Crimson Tears, and when I use that item, it'll become a Crimson Flask of Tears level 1, and it will heal even more HP, and vice versa with my Cerulean one, it'll heal more FP. Which I need, by the way. Alright, we're going to make short work of these guys, because they die in 1 hit. Let's take advantage of that. And again, get them while they're down. Get them while they're distracted. Don't let them stand up and become aware that they need to attack you. And then there's lots of yellow embers in here. So the yellow ember, I don't think I'm going to be attacked. Let me pull the yellow ember out. So this guy, material used for crafting. An ember taken from the eye socket of a corpse, material used for crafting items. A sign that the deceased suffered from the flame of frenzy. This grape has ripened and burst. So it's an eyeball that has burst from the frenzied flame. And I want to talk about how excited I am to delve into what that means from a lore standpoint. As we progress further into this game and get into the deeper places and really get, like, to explore the story and all that, you know, we're going to get to talk more about what madness and the frenzied flame is, and it's going to go super deep. The storytelling is phenomenal. There's going to be a lot of juicy details. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great part of this series. Come here, you. Damn, even a strong attack didn't get it. Jeez, these rats are tanky, bro. Okay. I'm going to grab this Grace. I'm not going to rest at it because I don't want any of these assholes to come back. I just want to have this Grace available to me. That is the tower where we picked up the hand ballista, to give everybody an idea of where we are. We're still up in here. We're just in this little section of forest that is quite elusive on some playthroughs. It's very easy to miss. But if you're diligent and you pay attention to your surroundings, and if you enjoy exploring, I am confident that you can find everything in one playthrough. Well, hello, Demi-Humans. I'm gonna beat your frickin' asses. So we're gonna end up fighting the Demi-Humans in Castle Mourn. They're going to be the prevalent enemy there, but mounted ranged combat is so cool in this game. It reminds me of, like, the Lord of the Rings, like the Rohirrim. I'm telling you, man, every time I use a bow on Torrent, all I hear is Éomer yelling, "Bro, hit him!" And it is awesome. So, sit still. A couple arrows will knock these guys down, right? And they kind of sit still when they take the time to shoot. Oh my god. I'm kind of glad he did that while I was on Torrent. It sucks because it knocked me off, but if they do that attack, yeah, get off. And I have an arrow sticking out of my dick. Great. Well, I'm on a female character. I don't have that, but sticking out of my genitalia, which I would imagine, regardless of what your plumbing is like down there, probably sucks equally, right? It probably hurts really bad. So, anyway. A couple arrows will knock those guys down. You can finish them with your weapon. They're not super annoying to deal with. When there's more than one of them at a time, you can see it can get a little bit hairy, but stay diligent, aim true, and you'll get them. It'll be alright. Let me get these mushrooms. I think we cleared pretty much this whole area. Like, this is the church where we just picked up our sacred tear to power up our flask. Oh, almost missed an eye. Right. The Kalu Baptismal church. And I really enjoy platforming in this game. Like, I know there's probably no freaking reason to do what I'm doing right now, but I do it anyway because, like, why not? You know, you never know. There could be something hidden up here, and you would never know unless you went for it. And it can be a little bit tricky to platform in this game, especially when you do something like really stupid that causes you to die when you fall. That's when you feel really smart. But I don't know. I really like exploring and jumping around with Torrent because they gave us the ability to do it for a reason, right? So we may as well. Alright, and then we got some more items over here. There's a couple of these dungs. I want the gold-tinged excrement. It is also a more rare item that's not very easy to come by. So I pick those up whenever I see them because they also have a use. Okay, so we've picked up most of the Eye of Yellows and most of the stones around here. Come here. Damn rats. I feel like I should have got them all by now, but it's kind of surprising. Okay, so now, what the hell was that? There we go. Let's get up on these roofs. Let's see if there's something hiding up here. There almost always is. If I could see through these damn branches. I'm honestly disappointed. There's almost always something hiding up on these roofs. Guess not. Ah, yes. Here we go. Let's take a look at this, huh? Excuse me. So, these people are tied up, right? And hopefully nothing comes up and bombards me while we look at this. But this outfit in particular, with the shackle around the neck, these we will end up seeing in Godrick's castle. That's going to be a common enemy there. You'll notice that neck thing immediately as soon as we come across that enemy. But I like to point that out, that enemy in particular is what's tied up here. It's the only one with that recognizable neck piece, and I wonder what it means. Like, we know that if that enemy came from Godrick's castle, and I guess was in alliance with Godrick, they're his slaves or citizens or whatever they are. Why is this village in particular against them? Like, why tie them up and burn them? What did they do? What's the disagreement here, you know? Okay. So, I am thoroughly certain that is everything. I think we covered everything up on this hill. It's not necessarily interconnected to anything. Like, you can't get across the ravine to the Erd Tree. The only thing you can really do is go back down. And if I go over to this cliffside over here, I don't really think it's an option to drop down either. Let's see how severe the cliffs are. Okay, yeah, this... Nope. That is not a feasible drop at all. You might survive that if you drop with Torrent, but we're not going to do it. Oh, what's this? A golden rune. Wow, okay. Thank you. Okay, we could drop down right here. That is 100% survivable. And then we could make our way over there. Okay. So let's do that. Let's follow the cliff down. Pick up ourselves an herba. Alright, and then be careful for this part. I mean, really watch your step. See if there's anything over here. Nope, okay. And this down here is where that spot is on the map. We're right in front of it. So I'm trying to think of what I should do. Should I go across the bridge, maybe? You know what? I think not. I think we should go over here. if I can, without dying. Because I really want that scarab. It's important to me. Lightning! Alright. Bats. Nope. You think I'm gonna get got? Am I gonna juke me, bat? Now bats... Ooh, this one will give more souls. Runes, whatever. You guys know what I mean. Alright. Get rid of these guys. Come here. Yeah. Bats, you do not have a particular advantage against them with strike damage, unfortunately. But they died nonetheless. And we got the one that gave us the extra runes, too. Alright, so let's be smart about this. I think the smartest thing to do would be to shoot this guy, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm probably going to quickly regret it and end up running out there like an idiot to hit him with the flail, because I don't want to lose him, but let's just see how much damage we do with a bow. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. No. There we go. Alright. So, lightning strike. We got it. Not bad. I don't feel compelled to fight these bats. Like, I kind of want to just lead them in a circle and juke them. But we will get those. Do not fall down to your death, please. Got another golden rune. Okay. Alright, not bad. Now, we just need to get down. Which we will go over here. Take this spot. Oh, shit! That could have been severely ugly. Alright, we're good, though. It does not look like the bats are going to follow. I don't blame them. Have you seen our damage? Hey, yellow eyes. Money. And an egg. Breakfast. Okay. Let's see. Let's get our bearings real quick. What is most notable down here? We got the flowers. We've already kind of been here. Oh, shit. Something... Yep. I got kicked out of my map. That's how I knew danger was near. Alright. Come here. Die. I'm telling you, the fireball, like... Most beast-like enemies, especially bats, dogs, demi-humans, stuff like that, anything that resembles, like, an animal, fire. 100%. It's the whole reason I bought that. It's not going to do us very good against, like, you know, other tarnished or anything like that. Wouldn't do us much good in PvP, but I'm telling you, against things like this, like plants, beasts, stuff like that, it's killer. It does really well. So, I would like to open the map up, but that ain't happening, so... Can't proc the bleed on that plant either, because I guess flowers don't bleed. Alright, that's fine. We'll do it this way. I'm just gonna sweep through here, get out of aggro range, grab these items, some string, and then you have a really pathetic demi-human ambush right here. For poop and string, right? But the spot that I wanted to get to was over here. So, if I can get these guys to lose aggro on me. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so, we were up there before we crossed the bridge, right? Like, there's the bridge that has the ballista in the distance. We were standing right here on this adjacent cliff. There's where we're on the map. We explored this right here. And then here's where the bridge is. I pointed this out to you guys in the last episode, I believe. If you touch this thing, that spirit will lead you down to a cave down here that has a murder bear straight out of your nightmares as the cave boss. And I'm not super set on fucking with that. I don't want to, Instead, what I would like to do is I would like to dodge these Demi-Humans, and I just want to raid these ruins, the Demi-Human Forest ruins. There's not like a particular like crazy amount of good stuff in these ruins. It's not like incredibly important, but the reason I want to knock this stuff out right now is because it's better to do it now while we can. So this is a closed off dungeon, right? Like the entrance right there is covered in thicket. It's really easy to miss, and then it's just walls the rest of the way around. But if you use Torrent, take advantage of the double jump, you can get down here to these ruins. This is something good that I want to pick up. Bingo. Shield of the Guilty. So this... where is it? Let's see. Where are you? Come on. I'm so terrible at navigating the items in this damn game. Here it is. Alright, so this is a bleed shield. It's pretty cool. It does not block good resistance, but like it's lightweight. And it looks like the Mirror Knight from Dark Souls 2. Like, isn't that cool? It's got the thorns and shit, and it's got, like, the glass kind of metalish look. A shield made to venerate a maiden whose eyes were crushed by briars of sin before being reborn in these lands. Venerating the repose of the soul, this shield boosts focus. The briars can be used to attack foes. So, yeah, you can use the shield bash skill with this, and it will cause bleed, which is great. And it's really light. And it's considered a light shield. But like, bam! You can smack people, get that blood loss build up, and it looks cool. It looks real cool. I would imagine that's super applicable on some bleed builds. And one thing I forgot to mention about the turtle shield, by the way, I'm just so organized, aren't I? Is this shield actually increases your stamina regeneration. It's really nice. It's very similar to the... oh, we don't have it. We don't have the turtle talisman. We haven't been there yet. That's okay, though. You're going to notice that that's a kind of a reoccurring theme in this game, is that things associated with the turtles increase your stamina regeneration. So, turtle shield makes your stamina regenerate faster. The turtle talisman will make your stamina regenerate faster. Oh boy. Remember how I said this boss will become a common enemy at one point? I wasn't kidding. Yeah, the fuck out of here. Alright. Anyway. If you kill the turtles in this game because you're some kind of monster, or I don't know what's wrong with you, but if you murder the turtles in this game, they will drop the turtleneck meat, and that, as well, will increase your stamina regeneration. It's a consumable item. Alright. Let me just get... shit! I don't want to get hit by the small guys. I just want to get rid of him. And that guy, he just looks scary, alright? Like, I'm telling you, he's not a problem. Like... he does do glintstone sorcery, which has almost no reach, but he's a beast, which means fire bad, right? Look at that. Well, that's doing great damage. That shotgun attack has no range. It's the pebble you gotta watch out for. Alright. There we go. Get rid of this guy. Now watch this. We got his staff. Doesn't mean anything to us, but this. Look at this behavior. Look at them. Suddenly, they're not hostile anymore. We killed their master. So now all they can do is make monkey noises. Goofy, right? Okay, why do I feel like there's a hidden path in here that I don't recall? There we go. See? Send you into these horrifically dangerous places to get something like that. A leaf. Bruh. I killed your master. Alright, I might look like a complete idiot right now, but just bear with me. There are some of these dungeons where sometimes the floor is like hidden or something, and I don't know. It's a very strange design. I don't know what the deal is with it, but sometimes the floor is an illusory wall in some of these dungeons, and I do not have 100% memorized which ones they are. So I do it to almost all of them. Bear with me. Didn't expect fruit. Yep, see? I just explained that to you guys. You don't expect a damn flower. Not for the shit that you go through to get it sometimes, right? But sometimes that's just what happens. Okay. We'll thoroughly explore these ruins just to make damn sure we don't miss anything. Okay. And now we will head in this direction. We're not going to head towards the Erd Tree. There's a boss over there that I don't want to fight because we are nearing the end of this episode. We are going up. Oh, hi. Oh, get out of your stupid fart cloud. Come here. Alright, so this is a new enemy that we have not covered yet. These are the Guardians, is what they're called. Tree Spirit Guardians, something like that. This is that bridge that we pointed out earlier. This is the other side of that bridge. We, instead of crossing directly over it, we went underneath where the valley was, where the Demi-Human ruins were, and used the Spirit Spring to get to the other side. Now we're going to make our way over here, up to this big broken altar that you can see at the cliff. And without letting this video run as ridiculously long as the last two, I'm going to try to cover this. And then there's the Erd Tree. You can see it right here on the map. It's right in front of us. Got some jellyfish over here. I want to be friends with all of them. I want the jellyfish to accept me because, like, just like anybody else who grew up in the 90s, I have seen that SpongeBob episode where he parties with the jellyfish, right? Like, I want that to be me. Die. Die. No. Die. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that sucked. Those guys hit kind of fast. It's really not smart to tank them. I'm going to show you why we're not going to do this part yet, okay? That guy right there. That is the Erd Tree Avatar. There are like 6 of them in this game, and this is by far the easiest one. Should probably be the first one you encounter. He'll be the weakest. We're going to cheese him with Fireball when the time comes, or probably Black Fireball if we can get it by then, because, I don't know. Might do Stormveil before we fight that guy, but probably not, but maybe. We'll see. I haven't talked about these statues yet. I think I'll save that for a different video. But we're going to make it over to this grace before we end this video. And normally there's like a badass out here in this field. See, this is what I was talking about. Like, why would you attack this thing? Why would you ever want to hurt this creature? Just don't. Like, don't. Fuck these bats. Not worried about them. Fuck these guys and their trumpets. Fuck torch guys. Give me all the items. Even your nasty clothes that probably smell like ass. Alright. And we have ourselves another kindred spirit, who appears to be wearing the neck chain thing. The mausoleum prowls, cradling the soulless demigod. O America, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child. Okay, so the demigod was mentioned. Maybe they're talking about Godric, I think. Right here, we found ourselves another one. Bam! There's our second sacred tier. So there's a reason I did this this path that we ran, this strange path that may not have made any sense, but now suddenly makes sense. It's all coming together, right? So now that we are finally ready to rest at a grace, because we're not worried about any enemies coming back and inconveniencing us, we're going to take a look at our flasks. We are going to... Okay, so it only takes 1. Great. Alright, so we did get another charge, and now we can increase the amount replenished twice, because we have 2 Sacred Tears. I always do it until it says there's none left because I'm paranoid, right? So look at the prompt now. You'll see that it requires 2. So now we're at the point where we need to pick up 2 before we can get another increase. But I'd say we're doing okay on flasks. And we could allocate them however we want, but this is fine for me right now. I'll take as many red as I can get as long as I still have 1 blue. That's kind of my rule of thumb. And we have the option to talk to Melina. Let's do that before we end.
Spoken echoes linger here, words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Well, certainly.
In Marika's own words, then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed, return to the lands between, wage war, and brandish the Elden ring, grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey.
Right, interesting. So, my response to that is just to get your guys' brains cooking, you know, to get the wheels moving, start thinking about the lore and the storytelling, and really piece this world together for you. Godfrey is the one that we see in the intro cutscene who's literally getting his back cut apart by that knife and the group of shadowy figures. The shattering and the killing of Godfrey, the first of the Golden Order. That's who she's referring to. And Marika being... I don't think this... That is a statue of... that is a statue of Godfrey. So that I can pretty much confirm to you. And then the statues that are similar to that, but that are female, are supposed to be Marika. But we're going to uncover some lore later that makes it to where what I just told you is completely irrelevant. It's going to blow your minds. It's going to be great. And I'm excited to get to that part of the game. But, alright. I think we achieved a lot in this episode. Just to, brush over the map one more time. We started down here on this big hill where the Knights Cavalry was. And this is where the merchant is. And we worked our way all the way down to Castle Mourn, which is right here. I didn't grab that grace. I'm an idiot. I should have done that. It's okay because it's a very short run. We don't have to worry about it. But we explored everything. Like this entire chunk of land all the way down to Castle Mourn. We covered all of that. And then we strayed off the path and we went up this way. We went up here to the Kalu Baptismal Church, which is where all the frenzied rats and people were with the yellow eyes. So we covered all of that, the Ailing village, and then we covered most of this foresty area, and then we went down below into these ruins where the Demi-Humans were, and then we followed the cliff all the way back up. And we got a peek at the Erd Tree, but essentially our path for today was, I'll start right here. We went all the way down through here, and then we came back up, and then we followed this path up here, all the way up into this foresty area, and then we dropped down into here where the bats and the scarab were and the lightning bolts, and then we walked down through this gorge. We covered all of this forest in here, and then we went barely poked at the Erd Tree right here, just the tip of the tree, and then we went up the hill and are here at the Church of Pilgrimage now. And that's where we will end. So I think this was a great episode. We covered a lot. We got a badass new weapon, and if we keep upgrading both of these flails, we can power stance them and be serious assholes to these enemies in this game, and they deserve it, so it's okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of Elden Ring. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough. I've been your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and I will see you guys in the next video.